Gonna do a short video about port assignments. I grabbed a few ESCs. I grabbed a few RXs to kind of show a little illustration. So, and to give you kind of a spectrum of what's going on. No point intended. No pun intended on spectrum, but just to give you an idea. This is a spectrum receiver, a kind of similar to what you'll see with most of their receivers current day. It's got the SR XL2 port, which is going to be the bind port, program port all in one, then all of this other stuff. Let me grab a second one. This is another one, same thing, SR XL2. It's got port for voltage, it's got X bus, and it's got another one of those SRLX2 ports. So, you know, you could do through there or there, I suppose. I never tried. I've used it through here with a satellite receiver. So anyway, you notice there's nothing but 1 through 6 numbered. The same thing with this one, 1 through 6 numbered. They don't give you anything. And that's standard of what you get nowadays. So kind of some people, my buddy Hudson, he asked about this video, so I figured I'd do a quickie because people might want to know this. It'll be something that they can search on YouTube and be able to find it. This is an older spectrum receiver, but you can see what they did. They did something different here. Throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, gear, and then aux1, which would be flaps for most birds when you got 6 channels. So this is what they used to do back in the days or whatever. It's a slightly older receiver, but they did give it to you then, but now not so much. If you go to like Lemon, look what they did. Same thing. Rudder, gear, and then aux 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So some people might still list it on their receivers, especially aftermarket spectrum doesn't. But when you get to, this is my breakdown of that. So spectrum, throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, then of course gear and flaps. Now, OpenTX is something different. They don't label their speed controls. I don't know why I keep wanting to call them speed controls. Receivers, they don't label their receivers either. You just get your numbers, right? But this is where it gets tricky because their numbers are totally different, right? In OpenTX, so let's say on the spectrum side, if I go here and I'm gonna go through my channels, so you can see the first channel, and I'm gonna hit the throttle, then I'm gonna hit the second channel, aileron. This is a odd bird. Let me switch birds right fast. So I got it on the old F22. Everybody loves an F22. So get my arm out the way. Throttle, channel 2, aileron. Then I'm gonna go up and down. Elevator. I'm gonna go back over here. Rudder. And if I hit this,
gear up,
gear
down.
And then we got the flaps assigned here because this is my place.
Flaps down.
So then you got flaps.
Up.
So that's going to be your big 6. That's spectrum, and that's the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then on OpenTX, they got something different going on. So I'm gonna do throttle. You can see that's not on channel 1. It's actually on channel 2 on this bird. But so the throttle is actually on channel 3 like it should be, right? And here's the breakdown. Aileron, elevator, throttle, rudder, and I think channel 5 is still gear, but I'm not sure about that. So let's go through them. Channel 1 would be aileron. So there we go. Aileron. Then second one will be elevator. All right, then throttle is going to be on number 3. All right, then rudder will be number 4. That's your big 4. So then after that, let's see. All right, so then on this one, it's just assigned to a channel, but then channel 5 would, I guess, be gear. I'm not a big person into the OpenTX thing. I got this radio and just, I never made my way back to it because it just was too confusing for me. So excuse my ignorance. I know everybody's going to say I'm a yank and we just waste money, blah, 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 but it took me so long to set up a bird on here, and then at the end of the day, it was still not right. Whereas on those, I can do it in minutes and fly, when these things took me half an hour and I still can't fly. But anyway, another rant for another video. But that's your 5 channels, and then your 6th channel will be whatever I think pretty much wherever you assign to, because like I would probably go here for see, I can't scroll down to show you the rest of the channels, but anywho, let me see. All right, to the channel monitor. So I can put this center. This is throttle, kind of get things out of the way. Then, okay, here's that channel 5. All right, that's there. It's just assigned to a switch. It's not like a default or anything. On the OpenTX, you got to assign everything anyway. So let's just see if we can find channel 6. I haven't seen 6 move at all. So, of course, 6 isn't assigned to anything on this bird, which, you know, isn't unusual because you basically got to go through an act of Congress to get anything to do anything on one of these kind of radios. So that's that, though. But your first 4, which is most is important, and the reason why this video is probably important to some people is because let's say you took a bind and fly, and it's more probably a referring to spectrum on this point. If you took a bind and fly, you're new to the hobby, you took a bind and fly apart, you took the receiver out, and like, oh, where goes where? So then you could kind of use this as a reference. My advice on that is to look at a video, find one that references what you're talking about, perhaps mine, and I would plug the speed control into channel 1. All right, and then you can trace that because you're going to see the speed control. You'll look in the bird, you're going to see a bunch of wires, boom, 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 they're going to all be coming out. It'll be more than this because you're going to have one for aileron, you're going to have one for elevator, you're going to have one for rudder. So you're going to have several wires. Trace out the one that goes to the speed control, all right? Plug that into, don't drop yours onto the floor because it'll be inside a bird. So in some cases, there's going to be an orientation of the wires in some little intricate place on the receiver itself. You see it? So this one puts the signal wire up, the ground wire down. So make sure you're in the right port for that business. And then go ahead and power up your speed control and bind your RX. And then at that point, you can take and plug in wires one at a time. You can take and plug in this wire and put it in the right orientation, and then run your right stick left and right. If it starts working and it's on the aileron, fine. If it's not, then unplug it, plug the next wire in, boom, boom, until you find aileron. Then when you find aileron, then go for the third wire, go up and down, wait until you see some elevator action on the tail. No elevator action, plug the next wire in. Then plug it in, okay, elevator action, you're good. So then the last wire, number 4, would be rudder. So then work your rudder, boom, 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 and then you're all set. That's 100%. At that point, you could probably just run your throttle up right fast and just check and make sure throttle's working. But other than that, you're ready to go on that bird. So I'm going to wrap up the video. This is Pooley, and I just wanted to give the people who might need this, if they lost their assignment of channels and they want to know how they get laid out, for Spectrum, I can't answer for any others. I know JR might be the same, but I'm not 100%. So anybody comment in the comments and clarify that for anyone. But Spectrum for sure is throttle first, and it kind of seems like it's the most important. The sequence. Think about it. Throttle is your most important channel, so that's going to be a 1. Then aileron, obviously, that's the second important channel because that's everything for you. Elevator is the third. I think, you know, some people might argue that aileron isn't as part of this elevator. I don't want to go there. I'm just saying it just seems like it went in presence. And then rudder is the least important. And then, of course, gear and flaps is optional because not all aircraft have them. And then on OpenTX, you have aileron, elevator, throttle, rudder. So that's all I wanted to do. A quick rundown of what channel goes where. Please comment in the comments. Beat me up. Let's talk about it.